Yeah, what happened to this band?
They'll go far.
Yeah.
Good morning. It's the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. We're live on the smart TV as well if you want to stick us on in the home or in the office, wherever you are. And you can watch us on the YouTube channel as well. So we're playing this because on Drive, on Thursday, Andy Goldstein and Darren Bent got into a debate about who's more famous, Sir Paul McCartney or Cristiano Ronaldo.
Cristiano has a younger following, therefore more of his followers will be on social media.
Just it's not 1967.
Yeah, no, exactly right.
No,
if you grew up with the Beatles, right?
Yeah,
you love the Beatles.
I get that.
You're not going to be predominantly on social media scrolling through.
I get that, but Ronaldo, football's the biggest thing on the planet, right? And he is the
I'd say music is probably exactly the same level. Music and sport.
McCartney's pomp is not now.
I know, but McCartney's probably the most famous musician on the planet, right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, potentially. I just think Ronaldo's got like a cult following. People are cults.
I know. So well, look at the Beatles.
Yeah, I get that, but that was then. Now, Ronaldo, come on.
There you go. Fair debate.
Well, it's a debate that you can make a case for either way, can't you?
Apples and pears.
Yeah, it's, like Paul McCartney's was in the greatest band, in history. And he was, him and Lennon were two icons. But as we look at the world now through social media, someone like Ronaldo can be just as big.
I just feel if Ronaldo was to walk down the road now at London Bridge, he'd be more mobbed than Sir Paul McCartney would because of the social media influence, because everyone knows where he is and the kids love it and they stop.
Well, they're both everywhere. I mean, look, and Darren's got a point of, look, that's the 60s and into the 70s, but McCartney's been way beyond that. He's been in the 70s and beyond. It's a tough one. I don't know. I wouldn't know who would be the most...
Tough one.
It is. How do you answer that question?
Think about that for a minute. And by the way, if you like more nonsense like this, make sure you check out 21 Minutes to Go, the podcast by Andy Goldstein and the nation's wind-up merchant, Jason Cundy, who absolutely got the better of our Jamie O'Hara earlier on in the week after Spurs' meltdown. Jamie followed them live on air. Unbelievable stuff, but 21 Minutes to Go is good crack. Have a listen to it. If you're out and about today, 20 minutes on a run, on a walk, 21 Minutes to Go with Goldstein and Cundy, available wherever it is you get your podcasts. Right, it's time now for this.
A cappuccino with Cascarino on talkSPORT. Yummy.
Right.
Feet up. Let me sit back. Go for it.
I came in this morning and our tech op's a Tottenham fan. And we had a quick chat and, and the first words out was Bill was, he's not averse to going down. Obviously, there's some...
You didn't say that, Billy.
No, but the point is, because what Spurs fans have seen this year, there'll be a number of them who feel like we need something massive to happen to this club that changes everything about it. Because... And I thought about it, and it kept reminding me of Marseille when they got relegated, but they were relegated through financial issues, but it was a complete reset for the football club. So when we went down, we had to get promoted twice. The first season was just to stay in the division we were in. So we got relegated, and during the course of that season, we got relegated again, but so we had to get promotion, if this makes sense, to stay up, which we did, and we got relegated twice in 2 seasons. We got promoted twice in 2 seasons, eventually getting back to League One or Liga. And I remember the type of things that happened in that time. Now, in the papers today, there's loads and loads of stuff absolutely throwing the kitchen sink at the players, right? In the Daily Mail, they've got all the who's going to stay, who's going to go if they go down. You've got, in the Times, you've got Tom Arnott talking about their fixtures and who they've got, over the next 8 days. They've got Atletico Madrid home and away. They've got Liverpool away. Then they play Forest at home. These are the next 4 games and all what's going to go on. So there's loads and loads of stuff. But 90% of it is being thrown at the players. Now, I was at Fulham on last Sunday. I was at Fulham when they lost. And I did a piece on Mickey van der Ven. Yep. And I talked about him being a captain, didn't think he was captain material, also a player that had had his head turned, and quite clearly it feels like there needs to be a lot of things that need to happen at Spurs. So it reminded me of Marseille, of how do you get back and come back stronger. And Spurs need this to happen because there's so much that feels from the outside is wrong at this football club. There's players at this football club who, to me, and I said to you a few weeks ago, Shaban, on air, I said, they're my least favourite group of players. I just don't see unity in there. I see players all about themselves, and the sinking ship is, feels like it's going down, and it's going to be who's going to get the exit route out of this football club or get the lifeboat. And I just don't like what I'm seeing. And when they lost on Thursday night, I didn't see the game, but caught up with it yesterday. And you could see the empty stadium towards, there was people leaving at half-time. So much has gone wrong at Tottenham. Do you know one of the most important things that happened at Marseille is they brought in players that wanted to play for the football club. And we were senior players. I came, and there were still some players that had won the Champions League the previous season, and they had been successful, but were desperate to get this club back on the footing of the top flight football in France. Tottenham somehow need this. They need to start signing players that the priority has to be how much do they want to... Not only are they good players, because obviously they're buying players of a certain level, but have the mentality to play for Spurs and want to play for Spurs. Not, I'll do you a favour and I'll come and join you for 2 years and then I might disappear or go be sold off or the greenies grasser and the pastures are new. And it feels like this club has got itself in a real pickle and it needs to have some sort of reset. Now, of course, it's not a good thing, but it's not doomsday for Spurs if they go down. It will hurt the club financially. They still get parachute payments, but it's a time for the club to start having a reset, exactly what they're about.
I think here, say Spurs fans, and that's why when you go back to Marseille, you go back a legend because you fought for the club. That's what you want to see from this group of players. Cass, love that. Cappuccino with Cascarino coming up next. We're going to look ahead to the 5:45 kickoff for you today on talkSPORT. Wrexham take on Chelsea. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast on talkSPORT in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter. Search VW Transporter to find out more.